On the Hunt and Beast website, we recently had a conversation on the forum about camouflage and whether it's necessary or it's all hype. And it was really interesting to read through the comments and see people's opinions. They varied wildly. Some people think it's necessary, some people think it's a joke, that you don't need camo. But in my opinion, obviously camo is somewhat important, because if you went out dressed in Snow White in a black forest, the deer is going to see you. You have to blend in. Now, I'll ask you the question and you can answer your own answer, but is camouflage necessary? Well, I think it is. And obviously if you went out into a forest or whatever, dressed in a totally different color or image than the forest around you, you're going to get seen. So it's about blending in. But, you know, there's some things about camouflage, like if you get too small, tight of a pattern, from a distance you look like one solid color. But one solid color ain't always bad either if it blends in. I've killed bucks over the years wearing just about anything you could imagine. From blue jeans and a t-shirt, to work uniforms covered in oil and grease with work boots on, to full camo. And I've been busted in full camo and gotten by with blue jeans and a t-shirt and had deer walk a few feet from me. It's really relative to your surroundings, to what time of year it is, to how paranoid that deer is. There's a lot of factors that come into play, but to just dismiss camouflage as being unnecessary is wrong. It's not going to do you any favors in your hunting career. The only thing I haven't done is kill a deer naked, and that's probably a good thing, because that would just be weird. That'd be weird. In early season, I'm often shooting deer or hunting, not getting seen, wearing just t-shirt and jeans. You know, sometimes, you know, with lots of cover, you don't need much camo. You can just blend into the shadows in a tree. With that said, I'm not going to wear something bright. I really dislike very light colors. Very light gray that's almost a white. Whites outside of when there's snow on the ground. I don't like blacks. I think black stands out strongly in the woods. I like earth tones, olive drabs, browns, and it doesn't necessarily always have to be camo. But I do like certain brands of camo and certain camos in certain situations. Break up your image against the sky, per se. Cattail type camo for into cattails. Stuff that's a blend. You know, you got to blend in. When you're in a pine tree, you might wear all green. You know, dark green tones. I like flannels, dark green flannels in pine cover. But if you get low in the pine, or if you're on the ground, you might be mixed in with grass too, and you need some other colors, or you look like a black blob at the bottom of the pine tree. It's really about blending into what's around you, where most people want to make it about one brand or one type of camo, and they want to go out and honor this camo company like there's something special. What I like about camo is having a wide variety. I have a closet full of stuff, and based on where I'm hunting and what I think I'm running into, I might choose what I'm going to wear. Now, I really enjoy, personally, flannels, olive drabs, things like that that don't make me look like a hunter. That people don't recognize me as going hunting. They recognize me as a person. I can go into a store without getting hassled or harassed. I can go hunting and blend in. But I'm still thinking about blending into what's around me where I'm hunting. Now, my favorite way to camouflage myself is to have one type of camo on my pants, one type on my body, and then a vest a different color. Like I recently got a Fleet vest. I really like Fleet. They're a good camo, but I like a lot of camos. But Fleet, I got the vest, so the arms are a different color, the legs are a different color, I got a hat that's a different color, and if a deer picks something out, he picks out an object that's smaller than a human. He doesn't pick out a human form because the camouflage varies so much from my pants to my jacket to my shirt sleeves to my head. I also think camouflage is a heck of a lot more important in late season when there's no cover. Then they'll just pick off your face in the tree, and at times wearing a face covering is important. Especially on the ground, face coverings are really important because they'll pick out your face at eye level all the time, and they really see your eyes. So having something that covers up close to your eyes, having a brim of a cap that shades your eyes. Prey animals really focus on eyes. So is camouflage necessary? Yeah, it's necessary, but it's overrated. That's my opinion. You don't have to have the top quality camo. You have to have something that's comfortable, and you have to have something that blends you in. That's it. I've killed a lot of deer in blue jeans. I've killed a lot of deer in t-shirts, and my favorite, flannels. Flannels rock for hunting. It's like natural camouflage where I can still go out and look like a normal human, not all covered in camo, and be camouflaged to a deer. Now, deer don't see the same colors as we do. So if I wear a red flannel to a deer that's just black and white, it just looks like two patterns on top of each other like camouflage. The thing is, though, I don't like to wear bright camos because hunters will see me. And I'm kind of secretive about the spots I hunt, so camouflaging myself to people is more important than camouflaging myself to deer sometimes. Anywho, if you've got some opinions on this, post them below, and I'll try to answer all the comments and questions. When I'm choosing a brand of camo, I try to support companies I like rather than just certain camo images. Like, I like Fleet camo is really cool. I don't like it might cover my whole body, but I could see wearing the pants at one time when I'm in certain cover. I could see wearing the vest with a different color pants and a different color shirt when I'm certain cover. And I really like smoke camo that has just come out by Uncle Lou with Stealth Outdoors. That's good stuff. My hat right now is smoke camo. And he's a struggling company trying to get by and put a lot of money into innovation, so I want to support stuff like that. But I am not putting all my eggs in one basket, one camo, one look. If you got to blend into a tree with no background, you really need to blend in well. And a lot of it has a lot more to do with movement than it does with the type of camo you're wearing. Because I'm trying to look like the trunk of that tree, and generally I'm turning sideways like this and getting the tree behind me here and just blending into those little trees that are skylit. And I have deer walk underneath me all the time, and I shoot deer in situations like that. In states where you can wear orange camouflage, that camouflage really helps. Anything that breaks up that solid color. I've got a favorite hunting t-shirt for gun season that has a pumpkin face on it. And it sounds funny, and it is funny, but it still helps to break up that solid one color pattern. In some places where orange is required to hunt during gun seasons, you have to wear solid orange. I like to wear a vest in that case, and then wear camo underneath it, so my sleeves are camo and such, and my pants are camo, and I break it up as much as I can legally and still be safe. There are a lot of guys out there, a lot of teams, a lot of guys who have a show who are going to tell you a certain camo pattern is better and for certain reasons. And that's just not true. Every camo has its use and the background that it blends into. Whether it's a flannel, whether it's something that mimics leaves or mimics cattails, everything has its use. But to say one is better than the other is kind of pushing it, and it's generally because those teams or that guy's show is sponsored by that camouflage. And if somebody wants to tell me why one camouflage is better than another, and if I have any kind of inkling if he's telling me the truth, just look up and see if he's being paid by that company. on Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer, on Princeton.
Princeton?
Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas.
Who's Princeton?